Welcome back to the Silly Kitchen. I'm wearing my cheese shirt, so you know what that means. We're making something with cheese. I didn't think I would have to say that out loud, but I did. Anyway, so I'm already thinking about the holiday seasons. This appetizer that we're gonna make today, mini cheese balls, it's actually great for any type of party or year, but because we're coming into the holidays, I thought, hey, let's add a little holiday spice into this. So the ingredients that you're gonna need to make these beautiful little cheese balls at home is a package of cream cheese. Whatever cream cheese you want, just make sure it's the soft kind. I don't think there is a hard kind, but it always says in recipes, softened cream cheese. I'm actually just using a fork to kind of mush it around and make it a little softer. I'm using herb and garlic flavored cream cheese because then I don't have to add any seasoning to it. So a package of cream cheese. You're gonna want your favorite other cheeses. I'm using cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, and cheddar cheese today. Have I mentioned how much I love cheese? This is gonna be a really good recipe. All right, outside of that, you're gonna wanna get yourself some greens. I'm choosing chives for this recipe. You can use, oops, don't lose one. You can use green onions. You can use probably any herb that you want, but I like the flavor and the zing and how tiny chives are, so they're not gonna overpower a bite of a mini cheese ball. So go with chives if you can. Now, you guys know, I love my baked prosciutto. I actually cook it in a big batch, bake it, and then keep it in the refrigerator, so I always have it available. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the baked prosciutto, go back a few episodes, because really just put the prosciutto on a pan, put it in the oven, and boom, you have baked prosciutto. It's salty, it's crispy, way less mess than regular bacon, and I actually just kind of love the flavor of it. Get yourself some pretzel sticks. This isn't actually in the recipe, but you'll see what I do with it in the end. And then I've got walnuts in a bag. That is all the ingredients that you need for cheese balls. So let's get started. So the first thing, like I said, just get a fork and just kind of mix around your cream cheese so that it's available to mix with other ingredients. Just kind of soften it up, bring it to room temperature when you're making these. It makes it a lot easier. And then easy as pie, just go ahead and add in your two different cheeses. Like I said, I'm using a medium cheddar and a mozzarella in this. You can use whatever cheese you want. Just make sure it's grated so that you can fold it into the cream cheese nice and easily. And when a little tiny piece of cheese falls out, you just eat it. Hopefully get it in your mouth. Anyways. The silly kitchen. 'Tis very silly. Okay, so just move that around. Get it all mixed up. You're gonna see that it's gonna kind of get a little bit tougher to mix because now you're adding a little bit more density into this. And you don't have to overwork it. We're still gonna add a couple other ingredients, but just kind of mix it all in. So far, so easy. You're just mixing some cheese together. Now put that aside, because we are going to need to cut up a couple ingredients again. So I want a little handful, like I don't measure in the kitchen, remember? But I just want to finely chop some of these chives. Now they will go into the mixture, but I want you to also save probably about half of this because we also want to have some as garnish for the outside of it. So just give it a fine chop. Make sure there's no big pieces sticking around. And the nice thing about chives is that they have that beautiful kind of onion family flavor, but nobody's crying cutting these up. Regular onions make me cry all the time, so I love this. Okay, so like I said, into the bowl mixture, we are going to put some of these, oh, there's little larger pieces left. Let me just make sure. I don't want a big chive in the mixture here, so let's make sure all these little guys are taken care of. So, average out maybe half of this and put that right into the cheese mixture. And then the rest of this, just set it aside because we are gonna need it for later. All right. Oh, the aroma of these is so nice. Are you guys hungry yet? Because I'm ready to eat these. They're not even ready yet and I'm hungry. This is the problem with cooking. I'm always hungry. Okay, set those aside. I've got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of prosciutto that I've baked. I want to cut these into some fine pieces as well. So again, guys, I want these tiny, 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 because these are mini cheese balls. So I want to get lots of sprinkles of this bacon into each bite, and the smaller I cut it, it's kind of like a salty little flake that will be in your cheese ball. So chop these up nice and small as you can, even if you have to rip them apart a little bit. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. Oh, I'm so tempted to just eat some of this. Okay, so again with this one, try to kind of eye out. Let's go with, oh, I lost a little piece. Let's go with about half, or maybe a little bit more than half, and then put the rest aside. These little pieces of prosciutto, nice little tiny chunks. Okay, last but not least, we have a little bag of walnuts. Now, I want them crushed really small as well, so you can just use your hands. But if you feel like the holidays stress you out a little bit, make sure that the air is out of the bag. Get a little hand towel, and my trusted tool in the kitchen, you can hammer out and make these pieces of walnut even smaller. Now, don't slam it onto your thumb, but this will get some anger out. No need to stress over the holidays. There's cheese. All right, you don't need to do that too much. You want to have a nice kind of fluffy, walnut mixture here. Okay, now, there's one big chunk of walnut left. I gotta make sure it's good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the walnuts don't go into the mixture. That's the only part of this that stays on the side. So make sure that you mix in the bacon and the chives, because we want all the little cheese balls to have a little bit of everything in them. It already smells so good, but you're just really mixing it all up to make sure that everything, every little ball that we make is gonna have bacon and all the different kinds of cheeses and some chives. And it already kind of looks like Christmas with the little bit of prosciutto red and the green chives. All right, so mixed, and let that sit. Grab yourself another plate, and this is where our walnuts are gonna go in. We're gonna put in those chives that we saved on the side. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. And the extra prosciutto as well. And it's all dry ingredients, so just mix it up with your hand a little bit, just so that we've got it kind of mixed up and pretty. Ooh. Okay, so far, super easy, right? All right, we've got our dry mixture, we've got our cheesy mixture ready to go. Now, if you have a melon baller, this would come in handy with this recipe, but I'm just gonna use 2 spoons and kind of make a little ball, because I don't wanna really use my hands too much in this. I just wanna shape the balls so that there's not too much air left in them, but I do want them to have a ball shape. I think I've been saying ball a lot in this video. Not awkward at all. Okay, so there you go, pretty easy. Just kind of 2 spoons and you make a nice little ball shape without getting your hands too dirty. 1 ball, ready to go. Okay, it's gonna make me giggle saying ball all the time. So we've got one of these. Now what I wanna do is I wanna put a little pretzel stick into it. Cause look, now you can eat the little stick that you made your cheese ball on. And then we're gonna coat it in the dry stuff that we had set aside. You can use your spoon to kind of pat it onto the top. If there's any bigger chunks, you can kind of squish them in there. Oh my gosh, and look how cute these are. Now, they will need to set in the fridge because we're at room temperature. They're a little bit kind of sticky and mushy. So before you serve these, you want to put them into the refrigerator. So get yourself a cute plate. I'm gonna go with Christmas red because, well, I'm kind of thinking this is a great holiday recipe. And then you just kind of sit them onto the plate. Obviously make a whole bunch more, and then put them in the fridge for 15-20 minutes at least before serving. The longer you keep them in the fridge, the better. Obviously, they'll kind of stick and stay together a little bit longer. So let's keep making a bunch more of these. Now, if you're finding that there's not enough pressure just using your spoons to kind of put this all together, go ahead and get those hands dirty, pack that down, and then it makes sure that your little ball of cheese sticks onto your pretzel. And just keep going and keep going, keep making these guys. And just like that, these cute little holiday cheese balls are ready for the fridge. Throw them in there for at least 15-20 minutes and then they are ready. If you want to make more of these, if you're having a bigger holiday party, just double, triple the recipe. It's just extra cheese that you need to add into this to make more, or make them even smaller. These are a 1 bite for me, but that's a big bite. So just keep making lots of these little guys if you want to have a ton more for your guests. And after patiently waiting for these little guys to cool in the fridge, they are ready. Had time to clean up even. So you guys know there's one thing left to do always at the end of this show, and that's watch me eat one of these. They turned out so cute. I'm really happy with them. I gotta try them. Question is, do I take 1 big bite or 2 bites? It's so rich and creamy, but then you get all these crunchy bits from the prosciutto and the walnuts. Oh yeah. I could eat these all day. And then you've got a little pretzel to eat at the end. How cool is that? You don't have to buy any little wooden sticks. You don't have to use toothpicks. You can eat the entire thing. I'm gonna try to... Cheese is really creamy, so it stays in your mouth for a little bit longer. I really hope that you have a little bit of fun in the kitchen trying to make these little cheese balls instead of one giant one where everybody's picking at it. I think appetizers are easy, cute, and so fun to make. Thank you so much for watching The Silly Kitchen. If you're loving what you are watching, please subscribe, hit that notification button, throw me some comments. I would love to hear from you. Have an awesome day and see you next time.